Hello, I'm Sherry Rose, and welcome to this episode of A Word About with Sherry Rose. Today's episode is A Word About Positive Discipline. So, positive discipline is a philosophy for raising children in terms of involving them in the discipline process so that it's a positive experience for everybody with positive outcomes. So the most important thing to do are kind of two different things that I'm going to focus on today. So the first is recognizing when the child is making good choices. So for example, I noticed you remembered to ask politely instead of using your bossy voice. Way to go. So sort of recognizing those moments when the child is doing what you want them to be doing. So they're getting that reinforcement in the moment. The second piece is taking time to understand and time to talk together with the child when there are those challenging behaviors, the child is making those bad choices. As a side note, there are no good or bad children, but there are children who make good choices or bad choices. So everybody has an opportunity to make those good choices on an everyday basis. So as the adult, it's important for you to seek understanding of what the child's belief is that is behind the behavior. There's always an underlying belief that's driving that behavior that the child is engaging in. So in positive discipline, we talk about that there are 4 mistaken goals that that children can have that lead them to those challenging behaviors, and it really tells us what the child needs and what we can do to help encourage them to make better choices. So the first mistaken goal is that children can have that mistaken goal of undue attention. That child is feeling like they belong only when they're being noticed. So the child is saying, notice me, and involve me usefully. So it's really important for a child who is going through something like that to be involved in daily activity in your home, and to be helping them to be really useful, something that really is useful toward the common cause. The second mistaken goal that children can have is the mistaken goal of power. So in this case, they're feeling like they belong only when they are the one in control, only when they are the boss. So this child is saying to you, let me help and give me choices. So it's always important to give those choices. I often will give 2 choices, one of which either is fine with me, and that way the child can freely choose what it is that they would like to do to move forward, and they feel that sense of empowerment in a positive way. The third mistaken goal is the mistaken goal of revenge. So this child is feeling like they do not belong, and they're seeking ways to make other people also feel like they do not belong. So this child is hurting and needs to be validated. So you want to validate the feelings that that child is having, that are the reasons of why that child might be feeling like they don't belong, and help them seek more positive ways to belong, so then they won't be feeling the need to seek that revenge. And then the fourth and final of the mistaken goals is assumed inadequacy. So in this case, the child feels like they cannot belong, they don't have the capacity to belong, and so they'll just make sure that you don't expect anything of them. But don't give up on these children. These children do have a need for you to believe in them, and you need to start with small steps. You want to show them a small step, something small they can do that will lead them to that larger goal that you have for them. So those are the 4 mistaken goals that it's really important, again, for us as adults to reflect on and understand where the child is coming from, so we know which of those ways of encouragement we should be using when we're working with that child. And then now that you are kind of reflecting on it, you have that understanding, you want to help the child understand, first of all, why the behavior is unacceptable, and then brainstorm together what you can do next time when a similar situation occurs so that they don't have that same challenging behavior again, or at least you get to see improvement over time. Everything is always a process, and I wish you luck as you are either working with your own child or with other people's children. If you liked this video, please give me that thumbs up. If you have any comments for me at all, please go ahead and comment below. And if you want to make sure that you are in the know of whatever I am posting next on my YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe and click that bell to receive notifications. I'll see you next time.